Hello and welcome to my channel Crafting with Shuttermonkey. I'm Amanda, also known as Shuttermonkey, and I live in Ayrshire on the west coast of Scotland. Today is Thursday the 25th of January and this is episode number 37. Now, if there's anything that I talk about in this episode, I will try and remember to put links in the description box below and anywhere else that you can find me online. I'll pop those details in the description box below as well, okay? I've got a winner to announce. The last episode, I put up this skein of brew yarn as a giveaway and you were to guess the number of hours that I'd played Disney Dreamlight. I'm going to announce that near the end, okay? I haven't forgotten about it. So we'll do that near the end. I was really surprised with some of your guesses. I think if it was me guessing, I would say, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours a day over 2 weeks. It wouldn't be much, but you obviously know I'm more of an addictive personality than I know myself. Let's just jump right into the knitting section, okay? And I've only got one new thing to show you in the knitting section, something that I've started, and the rest of it is all things that I've finished. I'm trying to work my way through some of the whips that I've got. I did those ammo yarn socks the last time for my husband and I got those finished. And then I cast on my brew colourway. So I've got it in here in my wee bag. And here it is here once you start to knit it up. And these are for my husband, so it's a large sock. It's the brew colourway from For the Love of Yarn. So that's how it looks in the skein. And there's how it looks in the cake, and that's how it looks knitted up. I really like how it looks knitted up. It's not what I was expecting. I really like it. It's changed a wee bit up here because I've been doing the gusset increases, and it's slightly changed how the colours are falling, but I still like it. It's really, really nice, isn't it? So I started that not long after my last episode, and then I thought, this is silly, you're casting on another new project. You haven't finished any of your Christmas socks. Go finish some of those. So that's what I did. Oh, I should say, this is my Scoosh toe-up pattern. It's for the large size, and I'm going to change to a medium size leg once I get by the heel flapping. Once I've done the gusset increases and I've done the heel flap, I'll decrease my stitches for a medium leg because that just fits my husband better. But I have done the knit 6, purl 2 every second row again just to add a wee bit of texture to it. Okay, and it's 2.25mm needles, and these are the Knit Pro zings that I'm using. But you'll see these again once I get a wee bit further on. But I think I only sat for 2 evenings working on it, and I thought, go finish something else and then we'll come back to this. I think after the last episode I was just really keen to see how this was knitting up. Right, let's put this one out of the way and I'll show you some of the things that I have been trying to finish up. So the first socks that I finished were these ones. Now when I last showed you these, I only had the cuff to put on. No, I think I was at this red colourway actually. And what I did was I put another 2 stripes on. The colours, the 2 stripes that are on are really close in colour. But there are 2 different shades of green on there. It's the same as at the beginning. Now, I think I have got 26 stripes on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Yeah. I did put 2 extra colours on just to get it away from the darker red before I started the cuff. And I do have the 2 of them finished. There we go. These have actually been blocked. So all I need to do with these now is weave in the ends, and I'll take a wee photograph of them as well to put onto my Ravelry project page, but they're done. You're not going to see them again. I will get the ends woven in and I'll get photographs of them too. I have over the past couple of weeks been trying to do that. I've got a big pile of socks that I have knitted, but they're either at this stage where they have been blocked and they just need the ends woven in and a wee photograph taken, or they're lying like this and they haven't been blocked yet. So this is my next finished object. Same yarn. I'll just pop one of these onto a sock blocker. It's the same yarn, but this time I held it with a strand of mohair. It was the, sorry, just looking for the label. It's the Drops Kid Silk I used for this one. And it's just one strand of mohair, one strand of the 4-ply yarn, and I've just knitted it to a DK weight tension. So these ones were actually 4-ply. I think I told you this last time. That is all I had left of that green yarn. That was it. After working on both cuffs, that's still attached. But once I weave in the end, that was it. I used as much of that first mini skein as I could on these socks here. But that's how they look. And you did see them last time. I held them up together, but there you go. The difference is quite amazing, isn't it? I had said I wasn't too keen in these colours, but see, once I finished this and added the cuff, I really liked it. And I don't know why just adding that green cuff to the top, it just changed how it all looked, and I thought, I really quite like those now. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered adding the mohair in. Done now. These were, again, my Scoosh toe-up pattern, but I did add a slight wave to the top, which I will put onto my Ravelry project page when I create a project page. Not done that yet. If I can turn it round like that, you might be able to see the wee wave pattern better. I just wanted a wee bit of swishing, just because it's a striping yarn. I add a wee bit more detail to it. There's 3 repeats of the pattern on this one, and then when I came to do the DK weight sock, I used my Dodo toe-up sock pattern, and I put the same pattern in, but there's only 2 repeats of it on the double knitting sock. And I used 3.25mm needles for this one, and the 225s for the 4-ply version. But you won't see these again. I'll get these ones blocked. I'm going to do that today. I'll get these ones blocked, and I'll get the ends woven in, because I'm trying to go around the cupboards in my room and just clean out some of the things that are just sitting like this, waiting to be finished. The number of projects I've got like that, or blocked and then the ends woven in, it's just getting ridiculous. So these ones are going to be for my daughter, and the double knitting ones with the mohair will be for myself. And just to show you, I do have the 2 socks finished. And again, I think with these, all I had to do was added in 2 colours, the red and the yellow, and then added on the cuff. I do have a wee bit of yarn left over from this one, from doing the cuff. It's maybe about, I think I've got about 10 grams left over. I didn't use as much in the double knitting socks. And I have about 10 grams from each little skein. From each 50 gram skein of the original colour, I have 10 grams left over. So I'm going to try and do some mittens, because I did buy 2 other mini skeins. The Yarn Badger was actually selling off this yarn at the beginning of January. She had some of the contrasting mini skeins left over, so I did buy another 2. So I'm going to try and make some mittens. Just maybe the cuff will be green, and then we'll put this stripe in and see how that looks. So that is it. That is it for my Advent socks, actually. So I finally get those finished. Quite pleased about that. Let me just pop this out the way. And the 3rd pair of socks that I finished since I last recorded was these ones here. Now I'm quite annoyed about these ones because I didn't do the right length of foot. It doesn't look actually too bad on the sock blocker, so maybe it will be okay. And I had tried it on and it was okay, but when I looked back at my notes, it's a 4-ply sock, and I've only knitted 40 rounds for the foot before I started the gusset increases, and I normally do 50 rounds. And I got mixed up because I do 40 rounds when it's a double knitting weight sock. And I was sitting knitting this while watching TV, and I was like, oh, I only do 40 rounds. And I think it's because that was the last sock I knitted and 40 rounds was in my head. But that's for a DK weight sock, not for a 4-ply sock. So I got a wee bit annoyed about that. And I spent a bit of time on the computer, because I get mixed up sometimes. I get mixed up going between 4-ply socks for me, double knitting socks for me, or 4-ply for my husband. I can't even say double knitting for him because I've never knitted him double knitting socks yet. So I spent a wee bit of time drawn up a wee plan. And this is, I've just laid it out. There's a cast on and a cast off date, and I've also got, I can weigh my yarn at the beginning to the end, slot it in, how I do my toe, how many rounds should be on my foot for a medium size sock, and then my gusset increases. So I've got all the details that I need. I can even write in a bit of pattern here if I need to, and any notes, even if you just want to write notes like what you were watching on the TV. Or I do have notepads for everything, and I write all my notes down. So I write when I start things and what the weight of my yarn is, but it's scribbled down notes in a wee notepad, and I usually have like a double page spread for each pair of socks. But I didn't refer back to it for this one, and I thought I'm going to do a wee sheet. If it's something that you think would be useful and you could use yourself, let me know, because I could even just take out the stitch counts, the number of rows, and I could leave that blank and you can fill it in yourself if you find it handy, and I could try upload it somewhere so you can get it as a free download if you think that would be useful. So technically, actually going by my tension for my foot, I only need 46 rounds. I always do 50, but going by my gauge, I only need the 46. So there's only 40 in this. It does look okay on there, and it hasn't been blocked yet, so maybe it'll be fine, and I'm overthinking things as usual. But that was the other one, and I nearly ripped them back. I think I was to just finish the second sock, and I had like 3 rounds or something to do the last time I videoed. And I thought, right, I'm going to rip them back to the foot. And I thought, no, you're not. You'll just finish it, because see if they're no good to me, maybe I could use them as a giveaway. Somebody with smaller feet than me could have them, as long as you were still a medium-sized foot. So that's what I'll do later on in the year. If they're not going to be any good for me, I'll put them up as a giveaway, because I'm a UK size 6, so maybe somebody that was even a UK size 4 or a 5, maybe they would fit you. I would need to check, and I could let you know what size they would actually fit. But I was quite annoyed at myself when I realised I hadn't done the right number of rows. So that is all the sock knitting that I've been doing. Mostly sock knitting. Just trying to finish off some things that are lying about. But I will get these ones blocked and I'll see how they are. And the only other knitting project that I've been working on, I've not actually done any knitting on it. I've only blocked it. And it's here. So here we go. The Dafties cardigan. This has been lying since the last episode 2 weeks ago, and I just didn't get around to blocking it. I was convinced that I'd mucked it up. I was convinced just that it wasn't going to block out to the size that I needed, that I'd done something wrong. I'd measured my gauge swatch wrong and it wasn't going to fit me. There was no way I could get it to stretch maybe out the way and lengthways as much as I needed. And I think I was wrong to be worried, because there we go, that would button there. Tell you what, I'll stand up. And look, the length is just fine as well. Oh wow. So there we go. Make sure the colours are lining up. Oh, I'm really pleased with it. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I leave things lying about for so long and second guess constantly, and then finally get this piece blocked. It was because I had to block it all. It was all joined together. The shoulder seams weren't joined the last time. I actually pinned it out on Monday. No, what I did was I actually soaked it on Monday. I left it soaking for maybe an hour or so in some Eucalan, and then I pinned it all out. It took 3 of my big blocking boards, and I left it upstairs for a few days. So it was only this morning that I unpinned it and tried it on, and I love it. It's going to be the Leith cardigan all over again, isn't it? So I haven't blocked my sleeves yet. I thought I would block this piece first and get it joined at the shoulders. I know how long my sleeves should be. The sleeves that I've done, I know roughly what I can get them to. Going by my gauge swatch, I know how long I can stretch them out to, what I should be able to get them to. And I think I'll block them first, see how long I can get them, make sure they are the length that I think I can get, and then see if I do need to add any more length on. Because this will open out a wee bit, because it's still got the button bands to go on. So it's not, you've got the button band to come down here. So I'll see what length I need on the sleeves and figure out, or maybe I could just add the length first before blocking them, block them all in one go. But I just thought if I blocked the sleeves, while I worked on the button bands and then the neckband. Now I think the way this cardigan is suggested in the pattern is you do the neckband first and then you do the button bands, but I think I'll do button bands first and then the neckband on top of the button band. So the neck comes all the way around, rather than the neck stops here and then you do the button band all the way up, if you know what I mean. Oh, I just love it. It is. It's going to be the same as the Dafty, the Leith cardigan. I'm going to be so excited about it. But I'm so glad I changed to the grey yarn as well. I really like all the rainbow colours with the grey contrasting skein. But the yarn that I used for this, I probably should tell you about that, because I think I forgot the last time as well when I showed you it. The yarn is, it was a summer countdown box by Beehive Yarns, and it was a Grease themed, Grease the movie. It was a Grease themed box, and it's double knit and weight yarn, and there was 14 different colours in the box, so there was 14 20-gram minis. Now I don't have much left. And on the sleeves, I'm due to go back onto the blue, which I don't have a lot of. I don't have enough blue to do 4 stripes on each sleeve. But what I could do is maybe 2 stripes of this blue and 2 stripes of the next blue in the one colour repeat. I think that'll be fine. And then I'll do the same with the green if I have to, if I need that extra length. Oh, I really like it. Sorry, I know I keep saying that, don't I? Oh. I'm just so pleased I finally get it blocked. And see when you feel like this and you see it blocked and you try it on and it fits and you're like, oh, why were you doubting yourself? You should just have got it done. Why did you leave it lying for, well, that was a week and a half it lay after the last episode before I finally blocked it. And it was only this morning that I joined my shoulder seams together as well. It's just a knit cast off, so it's got a wee seam in the inside, but it'll add a wee bit of structure and stability to it. So that's that. Oh, the grey yarn that I used is Rowan. It's, oh, I've just blanked. Rowan Pure Wool Double Knitting, and I bought it on Wool Warehouse. It's the Moonstone colourway, and I think it's reduced to £2.99 a ball just now. So far, I have used 5 balls, but I think I'll obviously use a bit more on my button bands and my neckband as well, and I might need to add a wee bit more to the sleeves. I was going to use the cream yarn that was left over from my Leith cardigan. I had 5 balls of that exactly, and I was worried I wouldn't have enough. And I think if I have to add the extra length to the sleeves, I won't have enough. So you'll see that again. Maybe next time it'll have button bands on it. Tell you what, I'm not going to fold it up. I'm just going to put it back in this hanger and so it doesn't get all creased, because I've just blocked it. I'll just pop it back on there and pop it out the way. Oh, that is all the knitting items that I have to show you today. So let's move on to the crochet section. And I do actually have some new crochet to show you today. And it's these little toadstools. Can you see the little gills on them? They are so cute. I've still to add the spots. I did this one first, and I know I've got no business to be casting on some new crochet projects, but I'm trying to make myself crochet for an hour a day. Sit down late in the afternoon, get a wee cup of tea, and just sit and work on your crochet. I don't know why this is another thing that I keep putting off, and I don't know why I'm doing it. And I do have my Toft Advent to finish, and I've got a couple of wee bits to do on my Statue of Liberty doll. And I didn't want to be looking out those patterns and trying to figure out what I was doing. And also trying to, it's the wee footery bits, it's the wee finishing bits. And I thought, I just want to crochet. I don't want to be starting and stopping and cutting and weaving in ends. And I just want to crochet. So I cast on something new, okay? So this is the Toft. These were released last year by Toft, and it was the Trick or Treat boxes. I think it was in autumn last year, just before Halloween. And they came in little boxes like this. Now, you didn't know what toadstool you were buying when you bought these little boxes. It was a mystery. But there was also going to be it's trick or treat. So you either got a trick, which was one of the mushrooms, or there was a treat. And it was going to be one of the plant kits. And now someone pointed out on the Facebook group that if you bought 4, and Kerry was guaranteeing you wouldn't get duplicates, that you would get one of the plant kits. So I did buy the 4, and I got one of each mushroom, and I got a Venus flytrap kit as well. So I did get what was it, three tricks. That was my mushrooms, and I got a treat, which was the Venus flytrap. So it was worthwhile getting them. So this is the first one, which is the little red toadstool. I can't remember the name for this one. They've all got different names. The orange one is actually a sporin toadstool. And then there's also a little yellow one, but I haven't finished that one yet. Was this the button mushroom? I think this one was called the button mushroom. I'll look them up for next time because you'll see them all again. But this is I've only just finished the wee cap for the yellow one. And I've still to do the stem and the gills, but I really enjoy doing those gills. They're quite interesting to do. You're trebling round the posts rather than just your regular double crochet that you do for Toft. You do a lot of the double crocheting in the round, and you increase, decrease to get the shape of things. So it has been quite interesting. And there's the wee bits up here, the wee gills, and the wee veil. Sorry, the gills are up there. This is the veil, isn't it? And then you crochet a wee bit at the bottom to help make them stand up. I did pop into the range the other day, and I did get some beads. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some of these white beads. I hope you can see that okay in that tube. Maybe I should take them out. But it's just it's almost like little test tubes, vials full of beads. So there's some dark pink, light pink, and then there's the white ones, the creamy white. And I'm going to crochet beads on because I don't want to put knots or baubles onto them. I think it's baubles you're crocheting onto them, and I don't like baubles. Sorry, I know a lot of people out there love baubles. I don't. If I see them in knitting, I avoid them as well. I try to, I just put a bead in the place or think of something else to put in a pattern when I come across a bauble. I think the biggest problem I have with baubles, especially when they're in a pattern, I want them all to look the same. And sometimes they end up a bit bigger, sometimes they end up a bit smaller, and usually I try to avoid them. I don't enjoy knitting them either, and I don't enjoy crocheting them. The only thing with crochet is you can crochet them individually and then sew them on. But I think I'll just add beads to mine. Lots and lots of beads. I do like a bit of bling. So that's my 3 little toadstools so far. And I'm really pleased with how they've come out. There we go. I just wanted to get back into the routine of crocheting, and I don't know why. This is another thing that I second guess constantly, putting things off. And I've so enjoyed making these, and the kits are lying about my room. So now that they're made up, I can get rid of those 3 of the boxes anyway, can't I? The only thing is, the kits came with everything in them. You had the stuffing, the hook. You've even got the sewing needle for sewing up ends and attaching bits. And I've only used the stuffing out of 1 box so far, so I've got plenty of stuffing left over. I've actually used the cream yarn from this kit. I then used it to make this, so I haven't touched the second ball of yarn. So I'll actually get this one as well, and I'm only going to use 1.5 balls of cream, and I've got 3 balls, so there's plenty in each kit to make. I would say you could get 2 toadstools easy, but then again, I am quite a tight crocheter. It would be interesting to see if anybody else has made these. If there's any other podcasters that you watch, let me know. I think Memily Makes made them at one point, and it'd be interesting to find out how high hers are compared to mine. I'll need to go have a wee look back, because I do remember she made one last year. I need to have a look back, see if she said how big it ended up. Because I am quite a tight crocheter. Oh, there we go. Really pleased with those. The only other thing I did want to mention about that yarn, when I was doing this little orange toadstool, I was thinking that orange is lovely. It's a really, really nice deep shade of orange. It's more autumnal than I remember the Toft Orange being. And then I went and looked at my wee crab, because I've made a crab before with Toft Orange, and it's changed, hasn't it? It's not just me. I'm holding it up here in front of the camera so I can check later. This sits on a shelf in my bathroom, and I thought maybe it's had a wee bit of light on it and it's faded the yarn a wee bit, but underneath doesn't get any light. Definitely has changed colour, hasn't it? And let me just, yeah. Toft have changed their blue. They've toned down their it's a royal blue shade. They've toned that down and changed it. Kerry said over the years that it's got brighter and brighter, and she's taken it back to what it originally was, and I wonder if she's going to do the same with the orange. I'm just wondering if that's something the colours are just getting more vibrant and brighter, and she wants this shade rather than the brighter shade. So it's maybe something, they maybe have already said that on social media and I've just missed it. And that's all I've got to show you crochet wise. So let's move on to the patchwork quilting section, which will take all of 2 minutes because I haven't got much to show you. I am really proud of this one finish. This is a quilt that I designed myself and taught at the very last patchwork and quilting block of classes. Now you will have seen this before. It's all flowers, and sorry, it's not all flowers, it's flowers at the corners, and there's a few other flowers that go down. It starts off with a wee bud, and I was really proud of this quilt. Designing it, coming up with the whole concept myself, I was really proud of it. It's a medallion style quilt, and you start with this square in the middle, that one there, and then you build up, you add rounds to it, and I was really pleased with it, and it has sat for nearly 2 years waiting for me to finish hand stitching down the binding. But as well as doing an hour in my crochet, if I'm not crocheting, I've told myself I have to be doing some sort of patchwork, because I've got a few quilts that are sitting again just waiting for me to finish hand stitching the binding. So I looked at the very first afternoon that I was to sit down with my crochet or else a bit of hand stitching. This is what I looked out, and it only took me an hour, and it's been sitting there. It's a year and a half since I've worked on this. I remember going to the Glasgow Modern Quilting Guild, and that was August or September 2022, and that's the last time I hand stitched on this binding, and it only had a quarter of the way round to go. I was halfway along one side and I had to make it up to the final corner and then along to where I started, and that's all I had to do, and it's finished now, so I can actually use it as a quilt and get it out of this room anyway. And that is all the patchwork and quilting I have to show you. I really enjoyed sitting working on that. I've got my Halloween one that I need to stitch I need to sit and hand stitch the binding down. Should get that one done next so I can get it out of my room as well. Before we move on to the winner of the giveaway, I just wanted to show you some yarn that I purchased. Now, I bought this last week when Henny Penny Makes was doing our shop update. And these are little bags of colour. And it's just little mini skeins of yarn, and it's all double knitting weight. I hope you can see these okay through the bags. I'll maybe take some of them out. That one just squeals Christmas at me. The greens and the reds and on the white. But the reason I bought these was when I finished the Amo Yarns colourway, the Scottish Yarn Festival, finished those, I showed them in the last episode. I gave them to my husband and he put them on and he says, oh, these socks are a wee bit thinner than the last ones that he'd been wearing the day before. Now the ones that he was wearing the day before were 6-ply socks, and so they are a thicker yarn. And I thought, I've never knitted any double knitting weight socks for him. So I think what I'll do is knit him some double knitting weight socks, because if he thinks the 6-ply ones are really nice and comfy and squishy and really warm, he's going to love the double knitting ones. But I don't have any double knitting yarn that he would like. So I thought I'll buy some of these little mini bags. And from Henny Penny Makes, when I saw she was advertising them. And he can pick the ones that he likes, and I'll knit him some scrappy double knit and weight socks. So it's a wee mixture in these bags. Some of the skeins are only 10 grams. But look at all those colours. She does such lovely colours. And it's a mixture. So some of them are double knit. They're all double knit and weight, but some of them are 10 grams and other ones are 20 grams. So I've got 3 of these wee bags, and because I didn't know what colours was going to be in, it's just scrappy bags of colour, all DK weight, a mixture of 20 grams and 10 grams. And he can go through the bags and he can pick out the scrappy colours that he likes. And I'll knit him some double knit and weight socks. And you'll see how really, really cosy those ones are. And they knit up real fast too. So I think we'll have fun with that, picking all some colours out. The only thing was, when they did arrive and I was opening them, I thought, if I get 3 bags, there's definitely something in here that you'll like. But that was the first one I opened, and I saw all the pinks and purples, and I went, oh, I don't think he's going to like any of that. And then that one's got some reds, and it's like Christmassy colours. There is a couple of blues and maybe up here. And I was seeing all the colours that I liked myself. So, oh, they're going to be lovely. They'll be nice. And nice to knit with as well. These little bags of colour were £12.50. For 100 grams, it's £12.50 for 100 grams of yarn. And as I say, it's a mixture of 10 grams and 20 grams. This is Thursday the 25th. The shop update was last Friday. But if you are a subscriber to Henny Penny Makes newsletter, she actually sent an email out on the Wednesday to let the subscribers, the newsletter subscribers, know that there was a shop update. It wasn't early access to it, because if you are just checking out our website you would have seen it, but there was also a little discount code in there as well, which was nice, so I got a wee discount off my purchase too. So I'll enjoy playing with those. I think I'll try and get some other projects finished first, maybe do the brew ones before I start on these ones. Try and curb that startitis that I have. Right, let's get back to the giveaway, the brew yarn. And I was really, really surprised by how many of you got quite close, actually. I don't think I would have guessed that high, but the actual number of hours was 126.7. Now, I filmed my last episode on the 11th of January, so I took the wee screenshot when I finished filming before I played that day. So you'll see the wee screenshot, it says number of hours played up until the 10th of January, because I only play it later on in the afternoon. I've got to curb my game playing time now the holidays are over. And it was 126.7. So the winner of this colourway, this Skeiner Brew yarn, is Angela Grant 9937, and I'll pop your name up here along the screen as well. So if you contact me, Angela, your guess was 125 hours, so you were the closest. And if you contact me, just send me an email. I will get this in the post to you. Let me know your address and I can get it in the post to you. My email address is amanda@shuttermonkeydesigns.com. Okay, that is all I have to share with you today. It doesn't feel like much, but I'm trying to get myself back into a routine, split off chunks of my day, and that's going to be for working on the computer. That's when you go to the gym. That's when you do your errands or your chores. That's when you can sit down and do some crochet or some hand patchwork. And it's actually working for me. It's actually working really, really well. At the beginning of this year, I don't know, at the beginning of every year you've got a new diary and you put all your dates in and where you're supposed to be and where your meetings are, when your meetings are. And I have got nothing in the diary this year. Usually, I used to teach patchwork classes, and I used to have some classes and you would have to prepare for them. You've maybe get handouts or notes to type up. Don't do any of that anymore. And last year I had a lot of SWI stuff that I was doing, but I quit the SWI in September. So I don't even have any meetings for them. Nothing. The first appointment in my diary is November, and I've got a check-up at the dentist. That's me. So I've actually found it really difficult to get back into a routine when you've got nothing motivating you, nothing in the diary saying, right, you must have this done. There's no deadlines. There's nothing. and I found it really difficult to get myself back into a routine. But I think the past week has been a wee bit better, just blocking off. It's not like a really structured day and you have to do this and you have to do that, and it's just like, right, working the computer in the morning because that's when my mind works best and I'm most productive. But make sure you're getting some crochet or some patchwork time in as well, because I tend to overlook that and just turn to my knitting now. I think it's just the way I am just now. I just want to knit. But I've got lots of kits that I want to be knitting up, lots of projects I want to be finished, and just working that wee bit of time in, I think it's going to improve my productivity, just help motivate me a wee bit more. So as well as trying to motivate myself and be a wee bit more productive, I've also been trying to just clean out my room a wee bit, because I just feel like I've got too much stuff, and it's not just in this room, it's not just my sewing room here, it's all over my house. I feel like because I've got room to sew stuff, I feel like I hold on to too much stuff, and I think I need to declutter a wee bit and just clear out. And I've been trying to work in this room, in my own craft room, my own sewing room, a wee bit more. But see, before I carry on and do any more in here, I think I'm going to try and video a little craft room tour. It's something that I've wanted to do since I started my YouTube channel, but it's never quite been the right time because I always feel like it's a bit untidy, or that looks a wee bit cluttered or messy. So see, before I start clearing it out, I'm going to show you it, and then maybe if I look back in this at the end of the year, I'll be able to see the change in my room, just having worked in it for a year and trying to finish things, that it looks so much better once it's cleared out. I think I'm going to do that next week. I think I'm going to show you around my craft room. I'm not going to show you in every box, I'm not going to show you in every nook and cranny, but I'll show you around the room and I'll show you what's in the cupboards. And if you want to see more, like if you want to see my yarn stash, or if you want to see inside my fabric boxes, you can let me know, okay? So I will go and get this video edited and get it uploaded as soon as I can. And Angela, if you get in touch with me, I will get your yarn to you, and I will see you all soon. Okay? Bye.